Okay, boys and girls, on this one we are going to be working on writing decimals. So that could be in its word form, taking it from a word form, taking it from a fraction. But yeah, that's what we are focusing on today. Remember that decimals have a place value just like whole numbers do. So remember, there is not a ones place. The first place is the tenths place. And that N looks like an H, so I'm going to rewrite it. The tenths place. The next place that we focus on in 4th grade is the hundredths. Whoops, I always want to add an S there, but it's T. Oh wait. D hundredths place. Okay, there is no ones place. That is not a thing. It goes tenths, then hundredths. So if I look here, I can see this is in the tenths place because the denominator is 10. So I draw my decimal point and I put my line for the tenths place. And then I bring my 3 down and put it on top. This one is clearly in the hundredths place because it's 100. So I draw my decimal point, draw a line from my tenths place, then my hundredths place. I take this 57, bring it down and put it on top, putting one number on each place. This one is, the next problem I'm going to give you is the trickiest type you will ever get. A lot of you are wanting to put something that is wrong. Okay? So, if I gave you 6 hundredths, this is what a lot of you guys put. What place is this in? Look back to here. It's in the tenths place. So is this 6 hundredths? No, it's not. It's 6 tenths. And that's not what we're trying to get. We're trying to get 6 hundredths. The way you do this is you draw out your lines. So I have my tenths, hundredths, and I bring the 6 and put it right over the hundredths place. And then I put a 0 as a placeholder in the tenths. This now says 6. I can see the 6 right here. And it's in the hundredths place. Don't write 0.6. This is really 6 tenths. You've got to make sure to put in this filler 0. You need it. Okay, now look at this problem. It says Dodger chased 10 cats, 6 were female and 4 were male. What fraction or decimal show the part of the deer that were male? Or not deer. Oh, wasn't thinking. What part of the cats that were male? So we're going to find a fraction and a decimal, and it's easier for me to create a fraction first and then create a decimal from it. So I know there were a total of 10 cats. This is my whole. There were 10 whole cats. Then 4 were male and 6 were female. These right here are my parts that together create the whole. I only want to focus on the male. So I know out of the whole 10, how many of them were male? 4. That becomes my numerator. Now I need to create a denominator, a decimal out of this. The decimal could be 0.4. Because I'm in the tenths place and this is the 10th number. Now remember, I can also write this as 0.40. They're still equivalent because this is the same as 40 hundredths. And if I multiply this by 10. 4 times 10 would give me 40. 10 times 10 would give me 100. So I could also have this as a decimal too. So my most correct answers for this would be 4/10, 0.4, or 0.40. Those would be my answers. Okay? On this one, I'm going to, these dots equal pennies. There are 100 pennies in each one of these. So that means the box equals $1. Okay? So I'm going to color in. 1, 2, 3. Okay? I have that much colored in. Okay? I want to create a decimal of this. If I have one whole dollar, what side of the decimal do I put it on? You're right. The right, or not the right, the left side shows the whole amount. So I'm going to take this whole dollar and write a 1 to represent it, because I have one whole. Now I need to get the fraction part. I have 10, 20, 30, 40, and then I had 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So then 5. So that means I have 45 cents. How would that look as a decimal? Is it a whole? No, it's the part. And that goes on the right side of the decimal. So I take that 45 and I put it like that. So my decimal would look 1 and 45 hundredths, because I have 45 out of the 100 colored. Now this is the last thing we're going to work on with writing decimals. This is word forms. Okay, so remember, THS represents the decimal. If it doesn't have that, or it's not right by it, like connected to it, like 6/10, it is the whole number. So if you look, I have 35. That is my whole number. It goes on the left of the decimal. Then I have 6/10. 6/10 looks like this. So that means I'm in my 10th place, and I have 6 of them. So my decimal would be 35.6, or 35 and 6/10. Just like that. Now for this last one, it says Jared has 3 boxes of records with 100 records in each. He has 9 extra records. What is the decimal that represents the number of records? Well, how many whole boxes of records does Jared have? He's got 3 whole boxes, so that's my whole number, and it goes on the left side of the decimal. How many extra does he have? You're right, he has 9 extra. Out of how many? You're right, 100. So that puts a fraction of 9 100ths. So that means I need to draw tens, hundredths, and I put the 9 on top of the hundredths and fill in with the 0. So that means the decimal representing the amount of records he has is 3 and 9 hundredths, because he has 3 full boxes and 9 out of the 100 left over out of what would be in the next box. Okay, I hope this helps. Message me if you have any questions. Bye, guys.